I want to ask you something that you may not be ready to admit. Are you mentally exhausted from trying to make this online business thing work? Like you've tried idea after idea, course after course, side hustle after side hustle, and you're not dumb, you're not lazy, you are just tired. And if you have tried and quit more than 5 businesses in your life, this video is probably going to hit uncomfortably close to home. And I want you to know that this is a good thing. And by the end of this video, this is my promise to you. You will understand why you quietly fade out. And I will also share with you a business model that I have found to be the least dishonest business model. So you will walk away with something that can hopefully end this mental exhaustion once and for all. It's worked for me and it's worked for several of my clients. If you've never met me, I started 26 different side hustles in 14 years, and I gave up on every single one of them. And I meet so many people that do something very similar. And in each one of those different attempts that I made, I never stormed out the front door and said, I quit, I can't do this. I simply quietly faded away. While I would fade away, I would look at the next thing. And then I would repeat that pattern multiple times. Again, 26 times in 14 years. And this had absolutely nothing with me not being smart enough or good enough or being motivated. Like I wanted a better life. I was definitely motivated. What I came to realize with all of those attempts is that starting was never the hard part. It was staying. It was sticking with one thing long enough to actually give it a chance. This was a huge shift in my life, and this will be a huge shift in your life as well. And before I reveal the business model that I just mentioned, it's really important, number one, to understand why your pattern is your pattern. Don't you think after years of quietly fading away and not being able to stick with anything that it might be worth 7 to 10 minutes to understand why this is happening and how you could potentially break that cycle? That's why side hustle number 27 worked for me and I was able to get out of my job, is because I finally understood what the issue was. And that's what I'm going to share with you now. After talking to so many people over the years, this is what I've come to realize, is that people don't want a second life. They want their existing one to hurt less. This makes a ton of sense, because a second life requires you to dedicate more time and more energy, and then you have more uncertainty. And when we get to a certain stage in our lives, we're not willing to part with that. You are not worried about wasting more money. You are more concerned about wasting more of your time and more of your energy, because you have already seen how this plays out in the past. Again, if you've started more than 5 and you've given up on them, you know how this ends up, and you become much more protective of your time and your energy. You are not necessarily afraid to fail. You're afraid of the time thing. And as we get older, this gets worse because we just simply know more and we've had more experiences. We don't have the energy of a 25-year-old, and we don't have the timeline of a 25-year-old who can try a bunch of things, and it's okay if they get egg on their face and mess up, because there's zero responsibility. There's no family, there's no kids, there's no bills to pay, there's no mortgage. There's a lot at stake here, and you're more aware of risk and you tolerate less of the nonsense. All this experience makes you very realistic, and that's the exact thing that can kill your momentum or even keep you from starting, because you just simply know too much. Whereas when you were younger, you don't know what you don't know. So it's like, yeah, let's do the thing. We'll just dive right in. This is what I have found to be true. It's not that you don't want it bad enough. It's that you haven't decided that the pain is worth it yet. Tolerating your existing life in many cases is easier than risking change. Again, looking at wanting that second life. Sometimes it's easier just to try to improve your existing life. And trying that side hustle, right? The thing that you see when you're scrolling on social media, oh, that looks like something I could do. Like testing that out, that feels like you're keeping hope alive without really requiring a lot of commitment from you. And I've done that so many times, so I completely get it. Shiny objects win, and they will always win, because any new idea that you see provides some type of emotional relief. If you see a new system that somebody is selling, like that is essentially borrowed certainty. And we all want certainty when we get into online business. A new course. Hey, maybe this one will actually fix it for me. Starting something brand new always feels productive. Finishing it feels really, really threatening because you have to commit to the long term. As I already stated, I'm going to show you the one thing that finally stopped me and several of my clients from repeating this cycle. And no, it is not another brand new idea or a funnel that you have to go through. So now that we have an understanding of why this pattern exists, how do we actually change it? Like, what stops smart, capable, experienced people from quietly fading out? Again, we're not quitting, we're quietly fading out. Number one is you need fewer options, not more. This is the issue when you become older and wiser and you have all the experience, you're more capable. There's a lot of things that you could do and you feel like you can do them, but you can't do them all at the same time. So we have to really get good at eliminating ideas and moving to fewer options, not more. That is the biggest move that you can make. And I realize that that's easier said than done, but that is the thing that has to be done. All of the ideas that you have in your head for an online business, they can all work, but they can't all work at the same time. And the good news is they don't need to, because one business can change your situation. And if you think about that logically, you know that that's correct, because you only have one job and that's enough to support you. I want you to look at shorter time horizons. And what I mean by that is I don't want you looking 3 years out into the future trying to build your entire retirement business from day one. I want you to think about, okay, what are the initial steps that I have to take right now that I can execute on? And stop worrying about stuff that isn't even on your radar yet. That's what most people do. That's what most smart people do. And that's why they never start, or they start for a little bit and then they quietly fade away, because they need to see all the steps. You can't see all the steps. You don't need to see them. You just need to get to the first few steps and keep going. I want you to think about talking to real people and getting real feedback. A lot of the times when we're looking at businesses, we're looking at ChatGPT, we're scrolling through funnels on social media. By the way, do you ever find it ironic that all of those funnels that you look at on social media are exactly the same? They make the same promises. They speak the same pain because they know you. They know exactly what you're looking for. You're looking to make your life easier. You're looking for the shortcut. You're looking for the proven system, the 7 steps that'll change your life, and you don't need any experience, and anyone can do this, and you only need 2 hours per day. They're literally all the same. You will never look at another funnel the same after you just heard what I said. And no one ever says, hey, this might not work. You might give up on this. You probably won't see the same results I'm talking about, but nobody would ever buy it if they said that. And that's what I'm telling you in this video. And I tell all of my clients, I make 2 guarantees. Number 1, you will want to give up a lot. Number 2, it won't be as hard as you think it is. I will never say online business is easy, but what I'm about to share with you is one of the easier, least dishonest things that I've ever come across, and that's why I'm going to talk to you about it in this video. But I want you to think about real people and getting real feedback, because that's exactly how you validate a business, is by real human beings, not using ChatGPT. If I have an idea for something, I want to talk to a real human being and say, hey, I'm thinking about doing this thing. This is an idea I have for a business. And I go to my potential customer or someone who knows my potential customer, and I simply talk to them. Is this something that you would be interested in? Do you know anyone who would need this? A person who actually has a credit card, not Claude, not ChatGPT, not Gemini, an actual human being that buys the stuff that we're trying to sell to people. I want you to consider starting your business paid instead of starting it perfectly. That is a killer for most people, is you want everything to be perfect and lined up, and it's got to be wonderful before anyone ever comes into the door. And I'm telling you that that is the wrong way to approach it. You don't need to be perfect. There is no perfect. If you could be open to that, then you've got a really good chance of not fading out and just starting. I want you to get good at doing boring things consistently, which is the great equalizer in online business, and also one of the things that stops people from starting. And I'll give you a perfect example of what I mean by this. When I started side hustle number 27, which was my real estate business, by the way, I blew that thing up too because old habits die hard. Number 28 is working out pretty well, and I'm going to reveal that in just a moment. But they told me to make cold calls. They said, hey, you got to call people on the phone cold. And I thought to myself, I don't really want to do that. That work is beneath me. I've been in sales for 25 years. I don't really cold call people anymore. I have a lead generation that comes to me and I just close them. I don't want to do that work. Notice how I said I felt it was beneath me. This is what happens when we get older and we get more successful, and we're not used to doing things like that. And I didn't want to do it, but I chose to do it because I knew that the previous attempts were all because I was not willing to do the work that was required. Again, I didn't want a second life. I wanted my existing life to feel less painful. Then my existing life got way more painful than the fear or the uncomfortableness of having to do that work in the second life. And that was a shift for me. I'm like, this is enough. I have to do something. Otherwise, I'm not going to get a better life. Doing those calls, doing that lead gen, that was the thing that led me to leaving my job. It wasn't anything heroic. It was just doing a basic exercise every single day for 4 months straight. And that led to a bunch of opportunities. And I still adopt the same exact strategies into my business today, where I make lead generation a priority. It's boring. It's simple. Looking at another idea or another shiny object is way more exciting than me making YouTube videos, sending out emails to my list, doing lead generation on other platforms, just doing the boring stuff. The work is not difficult, but doing it over and over again for a long period of time, that's the hard part. There's something else I want to help you with too. It is okay to stay where you are. It is okay to stop chasing. It is okay to admit that you don't want this badly enough right now. It's totally fine, because I think we put a lot of pressure on ourselves if we're looking at other people that are doing things that maybe we're a little bit envious of and say, well, I need to do that too, or I want to do that too. You don't have to do that just because you see other people doing it. Maybe it's okay where you are right now. But if you want to do this, if you want to end the side hustle searching and the quietly quitting thing, you don't need more ideas. I promise you that you don't need more ideas. You don't need to scroll on social media, and you don't need to go through any more funnels. You need fewer excuses and a structure that doesn't require you having to have a second life. And this is the opportunity that's going to allow you to get that. You have been acquiring skills and transformations and knowledge and all types of stuff that you can help other people with for a very, very long time. And most of us overlook that and just look to go through the funnel with the easy steps, and we fall for that stuff and we buy the courses and we buy the things and we never do anything with it. Guilty of that 26 times. When you are a busy professional and you're smart and you have a family and you have limited time, learning a brand new idea is time consuming. And again, going back to the video, the beginning of the video, your number one concern is protecting your time. So we don't come up with a new idea. We use what we already have. And what I teach people is to look at these 4 areas for an idea. If you want help with this, I have a free community. I will leave a link in the description, and it helps you pick your best online business based on these 4 areas. The skills from your 9-to-5 job, a transformation that you went through in your life that you could potentially help others with, like maybe you lost weight or you got out of debt, or a skill or a hobby that you have on the side, something that you're really interested in, like maybe you're good with your hands, right? Or the 4th one would be something that you're learning in real time, that you're a step or 2 ahead of others and you want to help them with that. Like AI is very popular right now, but maybe there's something that you're learning that you would want to help other people with who know nothing about it. Once we have the idea, which we do not overthink, the next step is to build an audience or a membership around it. And I want you to use the Skool platform to do this. Skool is an education-based platform, and it's Skool. I will leave a link in the description where you can go and start a 14-day free trial for the Skool hobby plan. It's $9 per month. So you are taking money completely off of the table. There's limited financial risk. You don't have to follow some series of steps and you're not under a time constraint. This is something that you can fit into your existing life, and it's low stakes and it's stuff that you already know how to do. And there are thousands and thousands of communities around all different types of ideas. This does not have to be something from your 9 to 5. Like I said, they literally have a hobby plan. So if you're interested in something, you can build a community around it. And yes, you can monetize it. This is the simplest and the least dishonest business model that I have found, and the only one that I promote. This allows you to take something that you already have knowledge in and expertise in, and you can help other people with it. Before you discount this and say to yourself all the things that have been holding you back for years, which is there's already a bunch of people doing this and no one's going to pay me. It's like, show me the evidence that that exists. No one has ever told you that they would not pay you. And if there are a bunch of people doing it, that means there's demand. I don't want to hear the term saturated. That doesn't exist. That's a scarcity mindset. Again, one of the things I said you need to do is to shift your mindset, is to come up with better excuses, because that's all that is. Now, here's what you need to do. It's very simple. If you don't know your online business idea based on the 4 areas that I just mentioned, join my free Skool community, pick your online business, and I will help you do that for free. If you do already have your idea, then I want you to go to skool.com. I will leave a link in the description to take you there. It is a referral link. So if you do sign up, I do get paid a commission. They have a 14-day free trial and it's $9 per month. You do not need the $99 per month plan right now. $9 is more than enough to get going. If you choose to get out of your own way and out of your own head, you can have a Skool community up and running live within a day. And then the only thing that you need to do is tell people about it. Again, it's very, very simple. If you make it simple, if you don't overcomplicate it, tell people about your Skool community, talk to the members inside the Skool community. There's nothing else to do. This does not blow up your life. And with the minimal investment that is required, you don't need anything else. It's totally worth a shot. If you want more help with this, I put together this video right here that shows you how to build a Skool community without having an existing audience. Thanks for taking the time to watch.